All right, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. It's here live. We don't need the live stream to actually change yet. You guys, please sit socially distanced. 10th grade, you are up here in the front corner. 12th grade is the back corner. 11th grade this back corner, and 9th grade up here. That's fine. You all are the lucky ones. Okay, you are the randomly chosen, amazing people that actually get to see this live. Okay, because everybody else is sitting back in the seminar rooms. So you feel lucky, right? Randomly lucky, but lucky still.
Hi everyone, welcome to our Seollal celebration presentation for 2022. Next slide.
Hi, Junmo.
Hi Max, nice hat.
Oh, thank you. Nice fan.
Thank you. This is to celebrate Korea.
Oh, why are we celebrating Korea?
Because Tuesday is the Korean Lunar New Year.
New Year? But New Year was 4 weeks ago.
Well, this is the New Year celebrating the lunar calendar.
Lunar calendar? So what do we do on Lunar New Year?
Well, we play a lot of games, we listen to music, we eat a lot of good food, and we spend a lot of time with our families.
Wow, that sounds fun.
You want to join me, Max?
I would. Whoa. Wow, I'd really like to listen to some of that music that you mentioned.
Yeah, I think we have a special performance right now from Tae-chang-seo Jr. and his teacher, Mr. Pyo.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, give a round of applause for Tae-chang.
안녕하세요. 저는 장구를 치는 표한진이라고 합니다. 반갑습니다. 자, 오늘 여러분들께 장구에 대해서 간단하게 우리가 지금 많은 시간을 받은 게 아니라 짧게 설명을 할 건데 첫 번째로 장구의 역사에 대해서 살짝 얘기를 해볼 거예요.
All right, so he's Mr. Pyo. He is my Changu teacher, and today we haven't been given a lot of time, and so we're just going to briefly talk about the Changu. And the first part is we're going to talk about its history.
장구는 옛날에 처음에 이제 요고 허리가 잘록하다는 뜻으로 요고 혹은 세요고라는 이름으로 고구려 때부터 있었던 악기입니다.
So the Changus existed since Goguryeo, which is like an ancient period in Korean history, and that's where the Changu originates from.
장구는 우리나라에서뿐만 아니라 인도에서부터 시작돼서 일본까지 아시아 전역의 그 요고라는 악기의 형태로 다양하게 나라마다 다른 스타일로 악기가 이렇게 분포되어 있어요. 그 중에 우리나라 악기는 이렇게 지금까지 내려오면서 변화하면서 이런 모양의 장구가 되었습니다.
So there's a genre of traditional drums that like dip in the middle, as you may or may not see here. And it originally came from India, and it's gone all through Asia, all the way to Japan. And in each nation, it's been adapted differently. And Korea's version is what you see in front of you, the Changu.
오케이. 다음으로 장구가 어떻게 쓰이는지 얘기를 해드릴게요.
Right. Next, we're going to talk about how the Changu is used or played.
우리나라에서는 크게 세 가지로 나눠집니다. 궁중음악, 굿음악, 그리고 풍물놀이.
So in I guess traditional Korean music, there are three different types that you heard from him. I can't really translate that.
궁중음악.
Okay, 궁중음악.
몰라? 킹.
Okay, it's like court music or palace music.
궁중음악 같은 경우에는 이제 지금으로 따지면 국립관현악단. 국립에 대해서 잘 모르시나요? 국립국악원. 오케이. 나라에서 정해주는 팀, 뭐 그런 거라고 보시면 되는데 궁중음악은 이제 대부분 음악이 어땠냐? 여러분 BTS의 데치타라는 노래 아시나요?
Do you guys know a song from BTS called 대치타?
아는 사람? 알죠. 그 앞에 보면은 어떤 아저씨가 나와가지고 나나나 데치타 이거 하는 거 있죠. 그게 원래 데치타에서 실제로 쓰이는 그런 소리입니다. 이제 데치타 같은 경우도 그렇고 이 궁중음악이라는 것 자체가 왕을 위해서 음악을 하는 음악 팀이에요. 예.
Okay, so in one of BTS's songs, there's a segment where an old guy is kind of like singing traditional Korean like court music, and it's originally designed to be performed like in Korean court, so like for the Korean king.
자, 궁중음악에서 쓰이는 장구는 크기가 좀 더 큽니다. 크고 한쪽은 손바닥으로 연주를 하고 한쪽은 지금 보이는 이런 열체로 연주를 해서 보통 솔로 연주를 안 하고 그 다른 악기들과 함께해서 반주의 역할을 합니다. 마치 오케스트라의 큰 북 심벌 같이.
So in Korean court music, usually this changu is a bit bigger, and instead of being played with two mallets, it's played on one side with the palm of your hand, and on the other with like this thin, mallet. Just like the cymbals and the bass drum in like an orchestra.
다음으로는 굿 음악. 굿은 코리아의 샤머니즘을 얘기하는 건데요. 장구가 거기에서 쓰이는 건 매우 작습니다. 휴대가 간편하고 그리고 채를 똑같이 쓰지만 둘 다 바깥에서 안쪽으로 이렇게 치는 이런 형태로 연주를 합니다.
So the another type of the changu and the way you play the changu is there's a much smaller version of it, and with this version there's an important distinction to make between what we'll be playing today and I guess this other version is that for the other version where the changu is smaller, the mallets go in and out sideways, which is an important distinction.
자, 우리가 오늘 좀 자세하게 알아볼 건 풍물놀이에서 쓰이는 장구예요. 그 궁중음악에서 쓰이는 장구와 구두음악에서 쓰이는 장구의 중간 크기의 장구며 이런 채를 가지고 얘는 한쪽 손은 위에서 아래로, 한쪽 손은 밖에서 안쪽으로 이렇게 연주를 하는 형태입니다.
So the third, I guess, form of changu music and the one that we have here today, the changu is in between the bigger size and the smaller size one, and it's commonly usually played within like small villages in like the rural side of ancient Korea. And I don't know if you saw Mr. Pyo, but the distinction from the smaller changu is that the mallets go up and down sometimes compared to side.
궁중음악은 왕을 위했고 구두음악은 무당들 혹 제사 같은 걸 지내기 위한 음악이었다면 풍물놀이는 대중음악과 똑같은 거였어요. 누구나 다 할 수 있는 그런 음악이었습니다.
So music played in the king's palace and using the bigger changu, and music played at memorials or funerals using the smaller changu. Compared to those, the one that we play today is usually it's like popular music. If you were to compare it to the modern day, where anyone was able to perform and enjoy the music at all times.
자, 장구의 이제 그 명칭에 대해서 살짝 알아볼 건데요. 장구는 이제 조이계를 기준으로 궁편, 열편으로 나누어져 있고요. 궁편은 로우 톤, 열편은 하이 톤을 가지고 있습니다.
So we're gonna quickly explain the different parts of the changu and what they're called and possibly what sounds they make. On the left side, so my left side, it's called the kung, and on the right side, it's called like the yorche.
잘 보이실지 모르겠는데 궁편이 좀 더 넓고 좁고 그리고 열편은 좀 깁니다. 한번 보시게요.
Alright, so it may be a bit hard to see, but on the left side, so my left side, it's much wider, but I guess the drum in the middle is much thinner, whereas on the right side, it's much wider, but its diameter is much shorter.
자, 그리고 여기에 보면 고리, 이거는 그냥 흔히 지금 한국어로도 많이 쓰이는 얘긴데 그냥 장구 고리라고 부르고요. 그리고 여기에 있는 건 조이계, 이 줄을 조아서 톤을 업하거나 다운하는 용도로 쓰이는 조이계라고 부릅니다.
So they're like these metallic bits on the side, and I guess translated they're called like links, which is a pretty common term you still use in Korean. And these, I guess these blue like leather bits here, these are called like tighteners, I suppose, and they increase or decrease the pitch and tone of the drums.
그리고 장구 통이 있고요. 이 가죽이 있어요. 가죽 같은 경우에는 실제로 동물의 가죽을 사용해서 만듭니다. 어떤 동물들이 있을까요?
And the drum itself is composed of various types of wood and leather, and the changu actually uses real animal leather. And Mr. Pyo just asked, what types of animals do you guys think could be used to make a changu?
What? 소. 맞아요. 그리고 또
So one was cows. Are there any other guesses?
모르겠습니까? 그리고 또 뭐가 있냐면 말, 그리고 양, 그리고 또 개 가죽을 사용합니다.
All right, so so JJ out here, he mentioned cows. So yeah, cow skin is also used. I think horse skin is also used. lamb, and I don't think they do this anymore, but dog skin also used to be used to make the drums.
옛날에 저희 선조들은 다 이런 그 동물에게서 나오는 것들을 하나도 버리지 않고 어떻게든 썼어요. 그래서 소의 뭐 한우 사골 같은 것도 있을 것이고 가죽을 이렇게 이용해서 뭐 옷도 만들고 그랬지만 악기로도 이렇게 만들어서 사용을 했습니다.
And so the reason for that is, back in the old days of Korea, people believed that you should use all parts of an animal, which is why you ended up using, things like animal skin for the 장구.
그리고 장구 통으로는 오동나무라고 한국에서 많이 나는 나무긴 한데 이게 가볍고 튼튼해서 주로 쓰고 있고요. 다른 나무들은 너무 무거워서 사용을 못하고 있습니다. 예.
So the main type of wood used for these drums is called odok namu. I'm not too sure what type of wood what that is in English. But the reason it's used is because it's light compared to a lot of, and it's not as, but it's still dense compared to the other types of trees that grow here in Korea.
그리고 장구 채로는 이 두 가지가 모양이 되게 다른데 하나의 나무에서 나온 나무예요. 어떤 나무일까요?
Alright, so these are the two mallets used to play the 장구. You may not be able to see them, but they're very different. So Mr. Pyo just asked, what types of trees do you think these are made of? Any guesses?
아무도 모르는 건가요? 아니면 귀찮은 건가요? 모르겠네요. 자,
대나무, bamboo.
맞습니다. 이 궁채 같은 경우에 여기 있는 이 모양은 뿔이에요. 땅 속에 있는 거를 잘라서 말려서 이렇게 사용을 하고요. 이거는 이제 대나무 아시죠? 대를 잘라서 만듭니다. 실제로 이렇게 만든 스틱 같은 경우가 이런 텐션이 있어서 빠른 연주나 그런 것들을 할 때 좀 용이했다고 합니다. 자, 다음 설명 필요할까요?
So I guess the thicker and more curvy mallet is made of the roots. So I guess bamboo. Yeah, the roots of bamboo, which gives it a lot of flexibility because bamboo in general is regarded as a very flexible type of wood. And I guess the thinner stick. The thinner stick is made of bamboo itself, and this allows for drummers to play really quickly without risking breaking their mallet.
다음으로 장구 치는 법에 대해서 간단하게 얘기해 드릴 건데요. 궁채는 이렇게 이 머리가 아래로 가게 향하고 새끼손가락과 약지 사이에 껴서 감싸듯이 쥐고 위에서 아래로 이런 식으로 연주를 합니다.
So now we're gonna briefly talk about the way that the 장구 is played. First off, I guess the mallet that's made out of the roots of the bamboo is grabbed with the pinky underneath, which allows the drummer to play up and down. So I guess play vertically.
사운드 한번 들어볼게요.
So that was the sound of the left side with the deeper sound.
열채는 그냥 편하게 쥐어주듯이 90도 정도 각을 가지고 있고 아래로 내려서 바깥에서 안쪽으로 들어오는데 여기 보시면은 나무에 태가 있죠. 요 태를 때린다라고 생각하시면 됩니다.
So the other thinner mallet is used to play a very high pitched sound. But when you play it, unlike the other mallet, which you play directly in the center, this mallet you play on the rim of the wood. Yeah, and that gets you that very high-pitched sound.
자, 이걸 동시에 연주하는 연주법도 있습니다.
And there's a way that you play both at the same time. And that's what it sounds like.
네, 장구의 사운드는 이렇고요. 장구의 가락에 대해서 얘기를 하다 보면 우리나라 같은 경우에는 같은 분박이지만 그루브의 형태에 따라 이름이 너무나도 많습니다. 우리나라 음악은 같은 분박, 뭐 예를 들어 4분의 3이면 똑같지만 명칭이 너무 다양하게 많이 있습니다.
So the common rhythms within Korean music are quite different from a lot of Western music. You know, normally the time signature would be like 4/4, but in Korean music you'd have like 4/3, 12/8. And so within those different types of time signatures, there's a lot of different ways that you can play this drum.
그 중에 제일 유명한 가락 세 가지를 알아볼 건데요. 첫 번째로 굿거리. 굿거리라고 들어보신 분들이 있을 거예요. 다 같이 굿거리라고 얘기해 볼까요? 굿거리. 굿거리. 굿거리는 설명 여기까지 할까요?
So today we're going to look into three different, I guess, pieces or arrangements that are most renowned in Korean music. The first one's called 굿거리, which he just had some people repeat after him.
굿거리는 우리가 아는 왈츠와 비슷해요. 쿵짜짜 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 다 같이 박수를 쳐볼까요? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
So the 굿거리 is similar to like the waltz.
다 같이 1, 2.
So yeah, that's the rhythm of the waltz is applied to Korean drumming as well.
두 번째는 자진몰이입니다. 자진몰이는 굿거리에서 좀 빨라졌다고 생각하면 돼요. 다 같이 박수를 똑같이 따따따 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 시작. 오케이. 근데 이게 빠르니까 힘들잖아요. 1, 2, 3, 4 이걸로 바꿔볼게요. 2, 3, 4 1, 2, 3
All right, so what he just played there is called 자진몰이, and pretty much it's essentially much faster. The beat itself is much faster than the one we just played, the waltz-like one.
지금 굿거리와 자진몰이를 하면서 제가 원래 굿거리를 하고 영상을 보여드려야 되는데 짧게 보여드릴게요. 첫 번째 영상 굿거리 영상을 한번 볼게요.
So since we don't have much time, could we just quickly play the first video, which is an example of the second rhythm he just played?
원, 투, 쓰리, 원, 투.
어이야 뛰어차 어이야 뛰어 어이야 참에 우리 가잖아
오케이.
소리 참을게 우니
Yeah, Mr. Black. I think.
우리가 시간이 없어서 짧게밖에 못 볼 것 같긴 해요. 자, 두 번째로 자진몰이 같은 경우에는 저희 팀이 실제로 남아공에서 연주하던 한 부분입니다. 두 번째 영상.
All right, so the second video that we'll play after my explanation is actually Mr. Pyo here and his team performing in South Africa.
다음으로는 저희가 이제 휘몰이라는 장단이 있습니다. 휘몰이는 앞에 굿거리와 자진몰이는 3박이었다면 휘몰이는 4박 계열입니다.
So the final, I guess, famous piece is called Himori, And unlike the first two, which were, I guess, in time signatures of 3, this one is in 4, which is much more common.
카운트는 이런 식으로 돼요. 핫둘 셋넷 핫둘 셋넷 핫둘 셋넷 핫둘 셋넷 박수 1, 2, 1, 2 핫둘 셋넷 핫둘 셋넷 핫둘 셋. 자, 휘몰이 같은 경우에는 저희가 퍼포먼스를 한번 여러분들에게 직접 보여주려고 준비를 했습니다. 대창 군과 큰 박수로 부탁드립니다.
All right, and finally, the third piece, instead of a video, we're going to be performing it right here.
예, 마지막으로 영상을 준비하긴 했는데 시간이 혹시 안 된다면 다음을 기약하고 선생님한테 물어봐야 되는 거 아닌가요? 3분 정도의 영상인데.
Do we have time for a 3-minute video or no? 그럼
라스트
can we play
영상.
the third video, please?
이 영상은 마지막 영상은 여러분들이 아실지 모르겠는데 그 기생충 음악 감독이신 정재일 감독님의 콘서트에서 저희가 함께 연주한 콜라보레이션입니다. 요즘에는 사물놀이가 이렇게 다양하게 콜라보레이션을 한다는 걸 여러분들께 보여드리고 싶었습니다.
So you guys may or may not be aware of the Korean movie Parasite, and so I guess my teacher's team here in Dot, they worked with the I guess the composer behind the music for Parasite in like a collaboration, which is how a lot of traditional Korean music tries to make the mainstream media today. So if you could play the third video, that would be great.
굿거리 음악이죠. 베이스로 바꾼 여러분들께 짧은 시간이지만 뭔가 좀 설명을 좀 여러 가지로 재밌게 해드리려다 보니까 준비가 좀 급하게 짧게 넘어간 것 같습니다. 더 많은 좋은 사물놀이에 관련된 자료들은 유튜브에 가시면 사물놀이 느닷 검색하시면 되게 많은 자료들이 있으니까 관심 있는 분들은 봐주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Alright, so that's pretty much the end of our presentation. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go through a lot of things, I'd say because of the time constraint. And so if you would like, or if you want to, like, I guess, learn more from what we present today, if you go to YouTube and search Dot or New Dot, you can find more, I guess, resources. So yeah, go check it out, and thank you.
감사합니다.
Thanks, Dae-chung, for that awesome performance.
Wasn't that great?
That was great. Now we're going to learn more about the Korean Lunar New Year by learning about what it is and how we celebrate and what we do to celebrate. So we're going to invite Erin, Kristen, and Amy to introduce to us what Seollal is. So give it a round up for the three girls.
Hey guys, we're the DP Korean students, and today we'll be introducing you to some of the most common and traditional foods and activities that Koreans enjoy during their New Year's.
So first of all, next slide please.
Next slide, please. So first of all, sebe is a traditional bow that signifies respect to the elders. And usually younger people bow to their elders and wish them a happy new year. When doing sebe, they kneel on the ground and bow so that their hands are also on the ground. And normally when the younger people give a bow, elders give money as a reward. Next slide, please.
The phrase 새해 복 많이 받으세요 is the Korean translation of Happy New Year. When doing the 세배, Koreans speak out this phrase to the elderly as they bow. This saying is a greeting of wishes that there will be a lot of good events in the new year, as 복 means luck, and you're wishing others luck during the new years. Next slide, please.
And lastly, 떡국 is a traditional Korean dish eaten during the celebration of the Korean New Year. It is a tradition to eat 떡국 on the New Year's Day because it is believed to grant people good luck for the year. Not only is it a delicious treat on cold days, but it is also symbolic as it plays an important role in Korean traditions that date back hundreds of years.
So today, the Parent Association actually prepared Korean traditional snacks, rice cakes for everyone to celebrate Seollal. So before leaving today, make sure to visit in front of the NPR in B1 to get your rice cakes. Thank you.
Next slide.
Thank you guys for the introduction to what Seollal is. And for our final and most interesting aspect of today's introduction, we'll be introducing one of the games that you can play during Seollal, which is called 윷놀이. Wow. Next slide, please.
Hi everyone! So today we'll be introducing a little more about Seollal and the general background information and a little more detail before we get to our activities on playing a celebration with Seollal. So Seollal is a national holiday celebrating the Korean New Year. It marks the first day of the Korean lunar calendar, which is February 1st. Relatives usually come together on this day to play festive games, eat traditional foods, and hold rituals for ancestors.
Seollal became a national holiday during the Goryeo era, the prototype of Korean New Year believed to be found in the 3rd century Chinese historical work. The South Korean government designated the period from January 1st to January 3rd as a public New Year holiday.
Folk games are a traditional activity done on Seollal, and there are many different types of folk games that are played with families on the day of Seollal. Some examples include 제기차기, 널뛰기, and 윷놀이. Today we'll be focusing on 윷놀이. So the overall rules of 윷놀이 include: Step 1, decide which team will go first. Step 2, the first team throws the 윷 sticks and moves their 말 as many steps as the sticks say. Step 3, the next team will do the same. Step 4, the first team throws again and can choose whether or not to move the 말 already on the board or a new 말 from their pile. Step 5, the next team will do the same. And Step 6, this pattern will be repeated with the chorus of catching or combining 말s together. Step 7, whoever makes all their 말s complete the course and come back to the start wins.
So there's different courses that our 말 can take. It can either be an exact square, and that would be one whole cycle. But if you land on one of these 4 corners, where the larger circles are, you can actually cut in between. So if I was right here, I can go here. If I was right here, I could go here. And if I was right here, I would go here. And from the center, I can go right here, which is the end line. And that's a better strategy and a more quicker way to win the game. In this case, it's a kid, so we go 2 steps forward. So I could go 2 steps forward with this smile, but I also want to make sure all my tokens go until the end line. So I would take another mile and go 1, 2. And since there's 2 my tokens on one spot, I can actually combine them. And combining means that my tokens will stay like this and go together for the rest of the game. But if, for example, Jenny's token has also K, so she goes 2 steps forward, and she's on the same spot as I am, that means that she could actually catch both of my tokens at the same time, and both of these would be back to the very start. Okay, so now we'll be actually playing Yuri, and Jenny's team will go first.
So I got a card that means I can go 3 steps forward. So I will take my token and go 3 steps forward.
And then it's my turn. So I got a card 2, and I would also take one of my tokens and go 1, 2, 3. And in this case, I'm on the same spot as the opposing team, so I can send Jenny's red token back to the start.
So I got a K, which means I can go 2 steps forward.
I also got a K, but this time I want to take one of my new Mars from my pile and bring it to the board, so I would go 1, 2. And in this case, I'm also catching Jenny's red token again, so I can send it to the beginning.
I got a mole, which means I can go 5 steps forward.
And in this case, Jenny's token has landed on one of the corners, and only when you land on the corner, you can actually cut diagonally, and that's a shortcut. So in Jenny's next turn, she could actually go here and not this way. So that's okay, so I would still go 2 steps forward, and I want to take another one of mine. Actually, in this case though, I could probably have another strategy to go 2 steps to catch Jenny's mine. So I would now be on this end corner, but Jenny's would be sent back to the beginning.
So I got a K, which means I can go 2 steps forward. And as I'm overlapping the opponent's token, I will put another token.
Send the other token to the
Send
beginning.
the other token to the start.
So that was an introduction to how to play Yunori, a traditional Korean game you play during Seollal. And what we're gonna have now is everyone in their classrooms, they all have a Yunori set, so everyone's gonna play Yunori as a class. So yeah, that'll be the last event of today. And also just another reminder that we have rice cakes at the B1 area of the high school. So if you guys would like to get a rice cake, you guys can go before school is over. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you for the audience that were here today to engage with us for Seollal. We hope everyone has a good Seollal and a good Lunar New Year break.
Thank you.
Thank you.